This episode of The Brain Scoop is brought to you by a wrongulously generous contribution from Heather Shue. Now I'm just making words up.
The Chicago Field Museum is one of the largest and most respected natural history museums in the world. Join me as we go behind the scenes. Dun, dun, dun.
Would you like a chair?
Sure. Is there one?
Grab that red one.
I'll grab the... Ooh.
We know more about Mars anymore than we know about the deep sea, and yet we go there looking for life, and the deep sea is full of life, and we don't know what's there.
That's awesome.
One example is this little octopus. It lives at hydrothermal vents on the East Pacific Rise at depths of, let's say, 24 to 2,600 meters.
Wow.
And it apparently eats the stuff that's produced by chemosynthesis, so they're white.
What is coming out of its head? What is that? Why does it look like a cone head?
You know, your normal octopuses, this part tends to be rounded, but that's one of the really weird things about this thing. Its head, actually, its brain, lies between the eyes, which are right there. This part, which some people say looks like a nose, is actually its guts.
Ew.
Well, you know.
Well, I mean that's kind of cool, but...
I've opened this, I've slit the back part of the mantle, and I've cut some things so I can look at the insides. I can count the number of gill lamellae here and here on the other side. And these black spots, these are actually the hearts that pump the blood through the gills.
It has more than one heart.
It's got 3.
It's got 3 hearts? What do you do with 3 hearts when you're that small, though?
Well, when you think about it, like our right heart just pumps the blood to our lungs. They have 1 heart for each of the gills, so a right and a left gill heart.
But then what's the 3rd heart?
It's a systemic heart that pumps the blood from the gills
everywhere. So they just like break up the rolls.
Why is this so pointy? I don't know. But this is the testis. Octopus males and females, come to think of it, only have 1 gonad.
Okay. Weird.
And
okay.
Males only have one of what's historically called a penis. But it's not
historically called a penis.
Well, you know, you think of a penis as being like an intromittent organ.
Yeah.
But here, octopuses don't put their penis inside the female. Octopuses transfer sperm by a modified arm tip.
What? No way. Just on one arm? Or on all the arms? Okay.
You know.
They just have one special arm.
One special arm.
Wow, that's very unusual. How do you discover these kind of things?
Well, if you watch octopuses, sometimes you'll see this arm, the right third one, is carried differently. And those guys are protecting this arm because it's only the one. What happens is that the terminal organ here at the inside the mantle releases a packet of sperm that's actually a long, thin tube through the funnel, and it's grabbed right at the base of this arm by this extra groove.
Oh.
And this extra groove moves that long, skinny tube to the tip of that arm, what's called the ligula. And that arm, when they're in use, copulating, is inserted inside the mantle of the female, and nobody knows exactly what happens. We think it's
I think I can, deduce.
But it's probably inserted into the oviduct. And what's really cooler than that is I think all of the coleoid cephalopods, and that's the cephalopods other than Nautilus who are alive, have the same type of spermatophore. That inside is a hyperosmotic fluid.
Wait, you gotta slow down. What is that? What are you talking about?
It's full of all sorts of chemicals that actually make it the equivalent of hypersaline. And you know about osmosis, right?
Yeah.
That water will move in to make the concentrations even. In this spermatophore, the water moves in as soon as the male releases it. The pressure builds on this long, skinny tube with a huge amount of surface area and low volume.
Okay.
And then it opens and discharges into the female.
Weird.
And it's got just elaborate stuff.
So it's kind of like one of those party poppers.
Oh, girl, you should be doing porn. Party poppers talking about sperm delivery.
Well, I'm just trying to relate it to something I understand.
Now, these are animals who live in the deep sea. If it turns out you only meet one male in your life who's able to give you sperm, you pass up that chance. You're not having any babies.
Yeah.
So they go ahead and copulate, and they save the sperm. They store it.
Weird. Oh, but for when they're ready?
for when they're ready. The females will sit and brood their eggs for as long as it takes those eggs to develop. And then about the time the eggs develop, the females who haven't eaten since they produced the eggs die.
Oh, well, what a bummer. Oh, now we're gonna look at baby octopus. Is it octopodes?
It's octopuses.
Octopuses, because there's been a lot of contention about this where I'm from.
It's because of the way the root is constructed.
Okay.
You'll have to forgive me. It's either Latin or Greek that you don't make plural by adding an I. It's the one that you just add the ES. This is an octopus hatchling.
That's a pretty big hatchling.
It's 55 millimeters.
So it's just born and ready to go.
It's ready to go. And in fact, there are signs of reproductive maturity.
Nuh-uh. These guys are pretty sweet. I didn't really and I've eaten some and I never even realized. Now I feel really kind of strange about that.
Well, I mean, cows are pretty cool. Is that a wrap?
I think so.
All right.
What can you tell me about this species?
It still has brains on it.